Did you know that every eyeshadow look starts with eye framing? It's a technique to sculpt your lid before laying the main eyeshadow down. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a simple way to do this for your smoky eye, halo eye, and cut crease, often in just 2 to 3 steps. So if you're ready, let's begin. For framing, I like to use neutral eyeshadows like browns and blacks. So I'm going to be using this neutral eyeshadow palette. It's called Stone Cold Fox by ColourPop. I'm going to be using a lighter shade of brown, a deeper shade of brown, and black. Let's start with framing smoky eyes. I always start with the lighter brown shade first. This is called Fickle Fate. I'm going to take it with a flat fluffy brush and extend my lower lash line going upwards, and then I'm going to join it to the crease. And that should give you what we call as an outer V. With the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to quickly smoke this out. So now we have a smoky outer V. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of the same eyeshadow and swipe it along my entire lower lash line. And that should leave us with a smoky lower lash line. Next, we'll transition into the deeper shade of brown. This is called Drama Mama. Just like I did with the lighter shade of brown, I'm going to do an outer V, but this is going to be smaller than the first one. And as you can see, I'm layering it on the inner side of the V that we did with the lighter brown shade. And then I'm going to extend that to the lower lash line only in the outer half. I'm going to give that a quick smudge before I use a larger blending brush to blend out both eyeshadows together so it gives a seamless transition. So basically with the larger blending brush, I'm going over both the lighter as well as the deeper brown shades. To make this look a little bit more sultry, I'm going to dip into this black eyeshadow called Rock Bottom with a smaller brush, and I'm going to use it just in the very outer corner of my upper lash line. And then again, using the larger blending brush, I'm going to blend over all the 3 eyeshadows. So it gives that beautiful ombre of shades. It's going to be darkest with that black closer to my lash line. And as it moves upward and outward, it becomes smokier and it becomes lighter and slowly melts into my skin tone. And there, my friends, with just a few simple steps, we've framed a smoky eye. And now in that gap, you can fill in any color eyeshadow, which I call the showstopper. You can use mattes or shimmers. You can also match it up with your outfit color. Today I'm going to be using this beautiful violet shade from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Pillow Talk Hypnotizing Pop Shot in Ultra Violet. It's a multi-dimensional shimmer eyeshadow that's super pigmented and looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to finish up with the highly rated mascara by Milani. Once you learn the framing and laying down eyeshadows, you can finish up the way you prefer. You can do an eyeliner, an eye pencil, you can do mascara, you can do false lashes, you can do so many things to finish this look up. Now, because I'm showing you multiple looks, I'm going to stop at mascara, and here is your smoky eye. Next up is halo eye. Let's start with the lighter shade of brown, as always, called Fickle Fate. With a small blending brush, I'm going to lay it in the inner and outer corners. It doesn't have to be perfect because we will blend this out later. So all you have to do is pack that eyeshadow in the corners. And just like I did with the lid, I'm going to also lay it in the inner and outer corners of my lower lash line using a definer brush. Now that we have the first step laid down, I'm going to take a little bit more of the same eyeshadow with a larger blending brush, and I'm going to start blending out the corners. And while I do that, I'm going to join the 2 corners through the crease. And with the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to swipe it in my lower lash line. So it's going to be deepest in the corners and it gets lighter in the center. It's time to pick up the deeper shade of brown, Drama Mama. With a smaller, flat, fluffy brush, I'm going to repeat the previous step of placing it in the inner and outer corners. And then with a definer brush, I'm also going to place it in the inner and outer corners of my lower lash line. And then again with the blending brush, without picking any extra eyeshadow, I'm going to blend it out just like I did with the lighter brown shade. That's going to give us an ombre of shades again, being deepest in the corners, and as it moves upward, inward, or outward, it becomes lighter. And then finally, I'm going to pick up the black, and I'm going to do the same of placing it in the inner and outer corners of both my lid as well as lower lash line. But this time, I'm going to smudge it while I place the eyeshadow. I'm not going to blend it as much as I did with the brown eyeshadows. So that way, it's going to be deepest closer to the lash lines in the outer and inner corners. And as it moves upward and outward, you can see those ombre of shades. So now we have the framing for Halo Eye. And in Halo Eyes, as you can see, the gap is right in the center. That's where we will fill in our eyeshadow. Again, this can be any eyeshadow. You can also match up with your outfit color. I personally prefer something that's lighter, either a shimmer or a metallic, to add that pop of highlight right in the center of the lid. So I'm going to pick up the shade called Hard Place, and with my finger, I'm going to place it right in the center of the lid. And then with a smaller flat shader brush, I'm going to blend it out in the edges. And just like we did with the lid, I'm also going to place that shimmer eyeshadow right in the center of my lower lash line. I sometimes like to add glitter right in the center just to add that extra pop of highlight. So I'm using some pressed glitter here. And if you want to make it even more deeper in the corners, you can use a black eye pencil only in the inner and outer corners. And as you can see, Halo Eyes gives a beautiful definition to your lid, making it appear bigger and rounder. I'm going to finish up with a coat of mascara. Again, you can use false lashes or eyeliner, what have you. You can finish up the way you prefer. And here is the completed Halo Eye. And finally, let's do my favorite, which is the cut crease. We are starting with the lighter brown shade. I'm going to touch and feel my socket area. You can feel the bone and the hollow in the bone. That's where I'm going to swipe this eyeshadow all the way from the outer to the inner corner. You can keep on layering till you're happy with the intensity. I don't like it too dark because this is the first lighter brown shade. We'll deepen it with the darker brown. So I just like to add little at a time, and I'm just going to keep it soft and nice. And then with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to swipe it along my lower lash line, all the way from the outer to the inner corner, smoking it out. And then with the residue that's left on the brush, I'm going to smudge it in the very outer corner of my lid. And then I'm dipping into Drama Mama, the deeper shade of brown, and I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and deepen the crease first. So I'm going to swipe it along my socket area all the way from the outer to the inner corner. And then I'm going to use it only in the outer half of my lower lash line. All you're doing here is placing and deepening the crease, outer corner as well as lower lash line. We will blend everything out later. And then I'm going to deepen the outer corner. And then with a larger blending brush, without taking any extra eyeshadow, I'm going to blend everything out. All I'm doing is swiping across all the eyeshadows so we get those ombre of shades. It's time to cut the crease, so we'll need some concealer. I'm using my favorite Milani concealer in the shade 145. And I like to cut my crease using my lash curler. So I'm going to apply some concealer on top, and I'm going to simply stamp it at the crease. I'm going to wipe off any extra concealer. And then taking a little bit more concealer, I'm going to paint that lid space below the cut crease. It's super easy to cut your crease using the lash curler. Before, I used to struggle with a flat shader brush and trying to neaten it up. It used to literally take me 10 minutes just to cut my crease. This is a quick 1-second cut crease. Using my finger, I'm going to blend out the edges. So we've laid down the framing for the cut crease. I'm sure you can recognize the blank space by now. It is that area on the lid where we have the concealer. That's where you will lay down your eyeshadow. I repeat, it can be any eyeshadow. I'm going to use a blue shimmer. This is called Greek Shores. This is from Mineral Cosmetics, and it's a loose pigment. While the concealer is still tacky, I'm going to press it on my lid. And that's the best way to place loose pigments. Place it on your lids while your concealer or eyeshadow primer is still tacky. That way it sticks well to your lid. That looks absolutely stunning. With a smaller blending brush, I'm going to make sure everything is well blended, especially the edges. And to finish up, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply a coat of mascara. With cut creases, you can also finish up with a winged liner. It'll look absolutely stunning. And there's your completed cut crease. Which one was your favorite? The smoky eye, halo eye, or cut crease? Let me know in comments. And if you enjoyed this video, as always, please don't forget to thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Do check out the description box for all the products that I used. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye, guys.